assumptions. We don't really know for sure.
Aren't they beautiful?
Yeah.
But these girls are the largest breed, and they also have very big ears, kind of like me. And they only go about 40 miles per hour.
That's fast. Yeah, I'm wearing a class.
The carnivores. This way they don't smell each other because there's no way we can perform any kind of surgery on them if they were to smell each other. One would be on the run and the other would be on the hunt. So you see them from the tops of their heads.
If you stand up, you can see easier.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's a little bit of their body, a little bit.
We only have females here. They have sexual dimorphism, so just by looking at them, you can tell the difference between a male and female. All female ostriches are basically grayish brown in color, and the males are black and white.
Why do you only
They usually only show us male legs and 2 toes on each leg. On one of the toes, they have a really thick nail. It's more like a hoof. But I said they run 40 miles per hour. They do have very large eyes, about the same size as elephant eyes. However, elephants have a very big head, which holds a very big brain. So these girls are just a lot of fun.
Wow. You got a pipe there, buddy.
Hey.
But that is Brutus. And
Yeah,
Brutus is a
Campbell.
Bactrian camel.
See that?
So if we were to put him on his side, his humps would look like a letter B. That's how you know he's a Bactrian camel. She has some sort of infection, so the baby has to stay with her until she feels better. Then we can bring them back out into to keep from sinking into the sand. He can also purse his lips and his nostrils to keep the sand from coming in. And he has very long eyelashes, which also help assist with the sand.
That one has found.
And then to our right, those are the fringe-eared oryx. The fringe-eared oryx are called that because of the big, thick hair that they have on their ears. It's kind of orange in color. They have a black mask that goes right over their eyes, the tip of their mouths. They do thermal regulation, so they actually put blood vessels through their horns, which allow them to be able to their Mother's Day. Some people come only for the giraffes, and they don't get him brown and then took the net off. Reticulated is like in architecture talk, which reminded them a lot of their jewelry, so that's why they're called the Maasai giraffes. And then Tuffy back there, that's actually his girlfriend, and they can have interspecies. However, Tuffy is not here for breeding purposes, so we don't have to worry about him and her creating a baby or anything.
Why is that?
Actually, just this year, that they seem to be very comfortable with one another.
Where's the
And then on their heads, those are not horns or antlers; those are actually called ossicles. So it is part of their skull. It's right on the street, so I would have to move forward just so that they could cross the street. I find that so funny. And we'll go find them a branch and put it on there. As you can see, the branch is full of bark, it's full of leaves, and then that's how they basically leave it at the end of the day. So there's usually like 6 to 7 at the end of the day that they feed. On the other side, it looks exactly the same. And we'll continue moving forward. To our left, we have a experience, especially with the night skies and the sounds. The rain sound before, it's really weird. And then my first night there, the male was upset that we had the lights off with the phone in the hut, so it looked like he was going to charge at us. It was a cool experience. But you guys do know how to stop a rhino from charging, right? You just take away the credit to Johnson Center. I don't know if you guys saw the building next to the Johnson Center, but that's where we have our Eastern Hellbenders. The Eastern Hellbenders are just giant amphibians. They look a lot like a giant their antlers have velvet on them, it's blood vessels, so that's what allows their antlers to continue growing. Once their antlers are completely fully grown, then the blood vessel will start to just shave off, kind of like a scab does, so it doesn't hurt. But it will end up exposing their full rack, which gets to be about 10 to 15 pounds each, so 30 pounds on their heads altogether. She's just a little worried about us here sometimes. Okay. And then that little baby right there, that's a Bactrian deer baby. So baby Bactrian deers are born with the white spots on their rear, just like Bambi is. Faint spots on
You're
them.
faster in a line.
Blood vessels through there and allow themselves to cool down. These girls weigh about 2,000 pounds. However, if they are being chased, they can leap out 10 feet over and they can leap up to 7 feet high. Very large. And they are very closely related to the bovine. So we do use them for medicinal purposes. Basically, if the medicine works for them, it will work for the cows, and it is still growing. And then the ones that we saw in the beginning, they grow like tree branches where they just do whatever they want to do. And you see how there's many males, many females, so they're more herd-like. The Paradavid deer is just one male per however many ladies. There is a baby back there with that rhino, and you cannot tell if these rhinos are male or female just by looking at them. You can only tell the old fashioned way. However, I do know that we have a male that has a baby that is always following him.
What?
How I do it, narrow it down. See, we've got a baby that's old fashioned way. There are southern white rhinos. It was believed that at the time they were supposed to start flying, but we misunderstood them. On top of the house, when I drop you guys off, I will please be very patient with them because it does hurt them a lot whenever one of them gets hit.
Hoy estamos celebrando su cumpleaños. Mi esposa la traje a este lugar para mirar todos los animalitos. Muy bonito lugar.